Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on the Great Reset. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about the Great Reset. This is a continuation of the video I did earlier where I talked about how important blockchain is to the Great Reset. And I pointed out how XRP, in my opinion, can save us from what's coming. So the World Economic Forum says that we will be banned from eating meat and dairy, banned from owning cars, limited to 3 articles of clothing per year, and 1 airplane travel every 3 years. Folks, this is a direct threat. And you see what their plans are. And this is all part of that Agenda 2030 and net zero. You know, climate change is the biggest scam that they are selling right now. We must prepare for a more violent world. Klaus Schwab, 2022. Remember back then, and I was pointing out how the cities were changing and there was more crime and more violence, and that's even amping up more today here in 2024 because it's all part of their plan. When these guys want you to become a global citizen, you don't want to become a global citizen. And you see Soros, Schwab, and Gates there. But they're doing this right now. Even the open borders are part of their plan. World Economic Forum and the UN have coordinated and orchestrated the open border invasion to destabilize America. This is an act of war. And you know, people always say, well, if it's the World Economic Forum's plans, why is the United States going along with it? Because the people in the White House are also pushing for the Great Reset. They're all being controlled by the World Economic Forum. They are going to use child safety to impose digital ID on everyone. And you know, I said that in the past, and people said, oh, I don't think that's how they're going to do it. I think they're going to do it and make you have to get a digital ID to cash out crypto in the future. That also might be part of their plan, but it's going to start with child safety as well. The kids of our kids will grow up with identity chip implants from birth, won't know anything about paper books, no paper cash payments, CBDC only, won't be able to drive a car, all vegans, insects, plus fake meat, internet connected. Can you stop it? You know, that's the future, and that's the future we're already pushing into right now. Look at CBDCs popping up all around the world. I remember when I was talking to people about this back in 2020, 2021, they said, you're absolutely crazy. This is never going to happen. Look at how far we have come in the past 4 years. It's actually shocking, in my opinion, how they fast-tracked everything. Be vigilant. By 2025, digital ID has to be brought in. It's the precursor to CBDC surveillance slave coin. Reject any aspect of digital ID. Facial recognition, biometric scanners are set to replace ID at supermarkets and bars to verify your age to buy alcohol. It's for your safety. They always say that. Digital ID is the last gate to rebel at before you are locked into a digital prison. And you know, they're not going to come out and just hand you a chip and say, hey, we're going to put a chip in you. No, they're going to ease you into that over time. They're not just going to come out and say, hey, you're getting the chip and that's it. No, they're going to make you want to get the chip. And people will line up for it as long as they get that universal basic income. And I keep saying that because, you know, all over X on a daily basis, I see people saying it's about time we get universal basic income, but they don't realize what that comes with. The 15-minute city, an urban concept in which all basic needs can be satisfied within a 15-minute walk or bike ride, is catching on in the United States as an indirect reaction to the pandemic. You know, when I talked about this back in 2022, I remember people in the comments section said they're never going to have 15-minute cities in the United States. They were already building out 15-minute cities even before COVID even happened. And it was happening at a small pace. People didn't even see it happening. You got to look at all the zoning that's being done in your town or your city. Wait a minute. Russia is building 15-minute cities too? They appear to be following the guidelines of the World Economic Forum and building citizen slavery encampment cities disguised as a 15-minute city. And this came out February 1st this year. A new Russian city called Dobrograd is being built in the Vladimir region of Russia. It is being built according to the concept of a 15-minute city, where everything necessary for a person to survive is within a 15-minute walking distance. Judging by the information on the website, construction of this has been underway for a year already. Like I said, they're building it out and people don't even know it's happening. And before you know it, you can't leave your town or your city. The push for smart this and smart that is to connect them all to the Internet of Things. Smart cities are the end goal of this, utilizing AI and the tech infrastructure to keep people in their 15-minute cities. You also got to look and see if they're putting up those 5G antennas on the telephone poles in your city, because that's going to be tied in with the Internet of Things. And I talked about the Internet of Things a lot in a lot of my videos. Ripple's now going in this direction as well. I always thought it was just IOTA because they were very big on this. But we're seeing it with other blockchains and other networks happening in real time. And everything is also pushing towards AI now all of a sudden as well. I think 2024, we're going to see a lot of things boom around crypto. It's going to be custody, tokenization, AI, Internet of Things, Web3. They're going to boom all throughout this entire year because they've been pushing this for a while now. And this is the Agenda 2030 that I'm always talking about. The Great Reset, One World Government, Fourth Industrial Revolution. Now, when they say Fourth Industrial Revolution, they're also meaning the Great Reset, the digital age. But it goes beyond that. Social credit system, carbon footprint tracking, universal basic income, programmable central bank digital currency. You could see a lot of this is already put in action, and it's gaining traction all around the world, and it's happening at a very fast pace. We're even going to see cyber attacks at some point as well. Remember how anybody who ever invested in XRP said once the system goes down, right, and you're sitting there without internet, maybe even without electricity, when everything comes back online, you're going to have a digital ID to access the new system. And at that point, we will see the rise of the new financial system. And I think that is most likely going to happen long before 2030 at the pace they're running at now. I think it's going to happen probably 2025 to 2027. They're setting up the bank failures to take down the regional banks. This will turn JP Morgan, Bank of America, etc. into mega banks as a prelude to the collapse of the system and the move to CBDC. This is what a controlled collapse looks like. New York Community Bank Corp plunges 44% at the open. And people haven't even been really talking about that. But that's part of the plan. That's part of the Great Reset. Collapse the banks. And then we'll be left with a handful of banks that will be tied to CBDCs. If you think bank bailouts were some bullshit, you're going to love bank bail-ins. That's where the bank takes money out of your account to pay their debts. Oh, it's a thing, all right. You've been warned. Google it. I dare you. Even the FDIC, if you Google it, you could see the FDIC already has everything written up around bail-ins. And I know those bail-ins are coming. And that's why I'm always telling people in my videos, get your money away from the banks. One day you're going to go to the ATM. The ATM's going to be down. You're going to go to the bank branch. The doors are going to be locked. You're going to become a victim of a bail-in. But why are they doing this? It's not just CBDCs. It's also about wiping out the middle class as well. Are you middle class? If so, then you are inconvenienced to the global communism and the fourth industrial revolution. The middle class are systematically being wiped out. World Economic Forum Marxist leader Klaus Schwab tells you himself, and he's sitting here with Joe Biden. Take a look.
And also to our discussion, which we had at dinner 2 days ago. The fourth industrial revolution has one big challenge. It is the holding out of the middle class.
Take notice, it's the holdout of the middle class. And they were talking about this back in 2016. And that's exactly what's going on right now. Look at inflation. And, you know, people are working 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet, and they still cannot make ends meet because inflation is just going higher and higher. And it's wiping out people's savings as well. More and more people are becoming homeless all the time. And that's where bail-ins would come in. Whatever money that people have left in the bank will be wiped out by bail-ins. It's also part of their plan. They want a war as a cover story for the collapse of the fiat currency. From lockdowns, war, cyber attacks to bank bail-in, all set up to force societal change and push their Trojan horse, CBDC, as a savior. You know, this article is a little bit older, but look at where we are today with the wars as well. And that's going to continue to happen because that's also part of the plan. And the reason I wanted to do these videos today is because it shows you how important your XRP investment is. You know, you're not holding money in the banks that are about to go under as per their plan. Instead, your money's tied up in XRP, the same cryptocurrency that's going to move their CBDCs. That's why I see XRP as one of the most important investments you can ever make in your lifetime. And you know, when they talk about the fourth industrial revolution, you look back to the first, second, and third industrial revolution. And a lot of people made money off of that. Some of them became the richest people in the world because of that. You can become part of the new 1% by investing in XRP. That's the way I look at it, and that's been my opinion on it for a while now. You know, whenever somebody talks about XRP, they're talking about the price of XRP, or they're talking about how XRP can become a 5-digit asset. It can, because of the Great Reset. Market cap, previous cycles, none of that would even matter anymore when you're holding a cryptocurrency that moves trillions and trillions of dollars on a daily basis. Plus, think about tokenization, and that's going to pick up, and that's going to be a massive multi-trillion-dollar market as well. And a lot of that value is going to be sitting on the XRP ledger. It's going to be sitting on the Stellar network, the Hedera network. A handful of cryptocurrencies is what it will take to set you financially free and possibly keep you going after the Great Reset. Your life can be so much different. And that's my opinion. I honestly want to know what your opinions are. Put it in the comments section down below. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.